Okay. Hello viewers, welcome to our program Immigration and You. I am your immigration attorney Michael Fulwani, and once again we have with us our partner Mr. David Nachman, who is also an attorney, and our firm which is now called NPZ, Nachman, Fulwani and Zimmerman, is located in Ridgewood, and we have our office all in Maywood, we have office in Mumbai, India, we have office in Manhattan. All these offices serve to your needs. With that, first of all, I want to wish all our viewers, this is a time for celebrating Holi. Holi is a festival of colors, David, and this is the time that a lot of our people throw colors on each other, eat sweets, and it's a fun time, so enjoy your Holi. Of course, if you are in India with me, which you are going to be very shortly, that you will see the real Holi, how they celebrate, and few words on the Holi from you.
I look forward, Michael, and I guess I'd like to wish our viewers a meaningful Holy Week, and I hope everyone has a safe, happy, and enjoyable celebration.
Now, again, reminding our viewers about our trip to India. David and me, we are going to India. We're probably meeting some of the American consul officers. We'll be meeting some of our clients and Bollywood people too, that since we handle a lot of groups and shooting cases for them. And we have a very short period of time. We will be going to Chennai, Mumbai, New Delhi, and possibly Gujarat. We're not decided yet. But if you want us to go, we'll go to Gujarat also, maybe Ahmedabad. And during our stay there, if you have any friends or relatives that want to see us, you can call our office and David will give you information how to reach us. Also, we have an office in Mumbai because now you are watching this program. At this time, we are about to go. And you can always contact our Mumbai office as well. David?
We'll be checking our emails, obviously, on a day-to-day basis, and you can feel free to send us an email to my email address, which is flashed on the screen from time to time. It's my first name _ my last name at visaserve.com. Michael also will be in constant contact with his office at his email address. You can send him an email address there. You can also send an email to Michael _Pawani at visaserve.com. And we'll be able to get back to you and try to organize a time to meet with you when we're on the road in India.
David, in our last program, we were talking about how to get a green card based upon investment in the US. And we did explain to them about getting a green card based upon $1 million investment in which a person is participating actively, and $500,000 investment where a person doesn't have to hire any people himself. It is indirect creation of jobs and no active participation. And then you started giving some information on alternatives that there may be sometimes, not in all cases, sometimes there may be better alternatives to get a green card by meeting certain requirements without going into the investment part.
Right, Michael. What we were talking about is what's commonly referred to as an intra-company transfer visa. And although that's a non-immigrant
like L-1 visa.
That's right, an L-1A visa. It's an intra-company transfer is an individual who's worked for 1 full year within the last 3 years for a foreign organization, and then they're coming to the United States to work for a qualified affiliate, subsidiary, or parent organization. Now, the way that works, you may be sitting back if you're in India and you're watching this show, or you maybe hear from your relatives that this is an option. You say, but I don't have a qualifying organization in the United States. Well, what you can do is you can speak to us and we can set up a qualifying organization in the United States by having 100% of the U.S. organization owned by the foreign organization. That creates the qualifying intra-company transfer vehicle that you would need, and then you would, assuming that the government, of course, approves your visa application, you would be able to transfer to the United States for 1 year on what's called a new company L visa, L-1A visa, and then, of course, develop the business in the United States. And what this is essentially is it's a backdoor methodology for doing an investor visa with the expectation that over time, after you've extended that L-1A after 1 year, you would be able to do what's called an E-1-3, which is an executive manager green card application, the EB-1-3, which is current. it's an EB1 classification and is current, and it's a very quick way to get the green card in the United States. The beauty of this type of methodology, which is what we try to speak to our clients about who are very seasoned in the business area, is that what they're doing essentially is not relinquishing control of their money to an organization or to a group that they don't necessarily have control over, but what they're doing is creating a logical extension of the business that they already have in India and just moving those assets and the business opportunities to the United States. The United States federal government, of course, is thrilled because what's being done is that investment is being created in the United States, jobs are being created, and obviously this is what the government is pushing right now. This is a favorable environment for developing jobs for U.S. workers and creating opportunities for international investment in the United States. So I guess the Obama administration would say that that scenario is a win-win for everyone.
Let me also add, very nice information, very helpful. But it's not as simple as some people will think that, okay, so I'll get the form, we fill up the form and we file our green card application or L1. It's not that simple. You really need a good law firm who has got a lot of experience in handling L1 cases or the EB1 cases, because you see this, lot of issues are there, lot of documentation. The immigration service want to see all detailed information, financial information, employment information, the person's work that was done in the last 1 year in India, the managerial capacity and all that, all the documents coming from the company abroad. Also they want various documentation from the company in the US, which is the subsidiary affiliate of branch office of the company, as David mentioned. They want to see where is the company located. They want documents like we want a lease, we want the pictures inside and out, financial information, right. How many employees are there, what are the job duties this person. So it's a complex, it is very good, but you need to have a very good law firm who knows what to do, how to handle an L1 case or EB1 case.
Right.
And
well,
I don't
Michael,
want to self-praise. Listen, not a self-praise for you or me, but we want to just tell them that our firm, you and me, have got how many years of, if you put your and my experience
almost
together?
100, almost with everyone together.
So we have gone through this process, we have gone through all these issues. And these issues are not just with the immigration service and approving. Even if you are lucky, go all the time, documents, everything is gone, immigration has approved it. And your person is coming from India, you go to the American consulate and applies for L1 visa. These days they are looking again, examining everything. They are even conducting an investigation of that Indian company to see whether you did really perform those managerial services and the work. So again, I can only say more and more and more, and David.
It's a great point, Michael, and what I think our viewers need to understand is that if you decide to go the route of the L-1A, which we call L-1A step up to E-1-3 to get your green card, you have to understand that there are unique issues which are, and it's a very unique subset within the employment-based immigration practice, because it requires that you have expertise in labor and employment because you're hiring individuals. You have to understand the tax issues because obviously you're setting up new organizations. So what is that organization going to be? Is it going to be an LLC? Is it going to be a C Corp? Is it going to be an S Corp? What is the choice of entity? The other issues are tax issues. You have to understand the tax issues, you have to understand the corporate issues, you have to understand the labor and employment issues, and you have to understand the immigration issues. So obviously, we are lucky enough to have the expertise within our firm to be able to help clients on all of those fronts.
Yeah, I mean, also there is a factor that a lot of people probably don't take into consideration, whether you want to get a green card based upon a family petition, whether you want to get the green card based upon EB investment or your L1 or any other category. Once you become a green card holder or a citizen, the income tax you have to pay on your world income. So people sometimes they say, well, I want actually for my children, so shall I apply or my wife apply, and the wife doesn't have any income abroad, that's not an issue. Okay, say then it's not a problem at all. If she qualifies for AB5 category or L1 or anything, those things can be done in most cases. But again, we can only make a decision on a case-by-case basis. But that's also one factor that people say, oh, why you did not tell us that this will be the problem, and then I could have planned it differently. So that's a good option. Now, we're talking about these things. We were mentioning earlier that in some situations, even an H1 person may be able to qualify for immigrant visa based upon an L1, based upon an EB1 category. How can that work? Tell us.
Well, Michael, this is something that has recently been promulgated by the U.S. government, and I don't believe it's taken a regulatory format because there's really no need for it to take a regulatory format, but it's appearing in the memoranda. And what it is that you'll recall we discussed it on one of our programs, I think about 3 or 4 months ago, where Janet Napolitano and Alex Mayorkas, Janet Napolitano being in charge of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Alex Mayorkas being in charge of the USCIS, made vast efforts to promulgate special programs or a special understanding for individuals who are making investments in the United States, individuals who are entrepreneurs in residence, and people who are developing business here in the United States. So what they're doing is they're talking about the possibility of individuals doing self-petitioning H1Bs. Now, while self-petitioning H1B is out there as an option, I have to say that we personally have not seen a lot of these cases getting approved overwhelmingly without very, very rigid RFEs being
in most
issued.
instances, I think even a self-filing petition person generally has a company. It's an LLC or a corporation, and the H1 is filed under the name of the corporation, that person being hired as a manager or higher being whatever capacity is. So in many cases, probably they don't think it is necessary to just put it as a self-applying. Of course,
Right.
there's underlying issues there always. They can question up right now, prior to these advisories, there was the underlying issue. Oh, you own the 100% shares of this stock, so there's no real employer-employee relationship, and there used to be problems. But with these new developments, that problem probably would not be there, hopefully.
Right. And the idea would be that if you're able to do one of these visa types, like, for example, a self-petitioning H1B, then, of course, you have opportunities to step up to a green card, depending upon several different things. If, for example, we had an individual who had done a self-petition H1B, he was successful, but it was a major uphill battle in dealing with the RFE, the request for evidence. We finally overcame the RFE and the government's challenges. The case was approved, and he was in an area of industry where he did recycling of very special metals, where what he did was he took catalytic converters from the junkyards and he emptied them and he put these special metals out there. So it was a form of environmental. So what we did is we did a national interest waiver for him, which is a self-petitioning green card. So again, that's not a green card classification that's going to work for everyone, but it's certainly out there as a potential option, which we need to explore for some of our viewers who might be interested.
Very good. So these are some of the other options, but we don't have an option to extend the time. So we are coming to an end of the program. We thank you very much, David, for being here, and thank all of you for watching the program.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye.